Y'all wouldn't even believe. I'm coming back to y'all real quick. So I'm gonna have to. It's sad that I gotta expose people like this, but I'm about to post another 988 call, y'all. This time it was a goddess, and you already can tell, y'all. I asked her if she was a black woman, right? Whether she was gonna answer the question or not. As soon as the call starts, you see how she gets quiet, like she don't even want to say, or she's thinking if she should say it or not, like she didn't even want to say. It's so much faultiness in her off of this phone call that I'm about to post. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna decide what picture I'm gonna put with it, just like the other one. But this time it was a black woman though. It was a goddess, you know, and she basically tried not to stay on the phone with me off of how I feel, which I am in distress on how I feel. But because she's the same species and she's the mother of all life, remember I told y'all, nobody goes through more pain than a black woman. Nobody does, because all of this is designed around the black woman and the lack of her awareness, and I can only come from her, right? So I understand the pain that she's in, where I'm compassionate towards her, but not in a way that she can't even converse about me, about the state that we're in as we're being reminded and remembering who we are. You get what I'm saying? I ain't even in that much pain that I can't accept positive energy from my brother or sister, right? This is crazy. You know, like I couldn't even believe it. Y'all, and she don't, whether she knows it or not. I call 988 all the time. I never, not one time, y'all, had 988 tell me that just because I'm not trying to kill myself, that they don't want to converse with me and allow for me to vent how I feel. This is how dodging they are of the truth of talking about real issues that's affecting everybody or even us. That they know me personally as the man that studies genetics, and they're not going to stay on the phone with me to have them feel the guilt and the shame, regardless of their genetic makeup. That was a black woman, but she wasn't going to stay on the phone with me to answer the questions of stuff that she probably already knows, to be honest with you, even for her having that occupation. And I'm gonna tell you something else that made the phone call so disgusting. You know, enjoy the rest of your day. God is peace, power, abundance your way. You know that we don't know who we are, right? We think that by disrespecting each other and not acknowledging each other, that we're being liked more by white people or put on a pedestal, but we don't realize how low that makes us look. Like when you're a black person and a black person greets you and you don't greet them back, right? That doesn't give you power because you're not greeting them back or having a general respect for them off of whatever superficial materialistic reason for not respecting them, for not reciprocating positive energy. It's actually embarrassing, even more so if you're older. Like I would have put her on camera. There's just another black woman. Y'all see my mom here. I gave her energy, positive energy. She looked right away. Now this woman could have been my mom. You feel me? She don't even realize what she looks like to the cosmos. You know, that's the mother of all life. She's been psychologically damaged so bad that she can't even accept a positive energy in a moment of her seeing a black man that could possibly be her son, just giving her positive energy. If that don't scream psychological slavery or what's been done to us, I don't know what does. You know, I don't know what does. But back to what I was saying though. So as I'm talking to this black woman, right? As I'm talking to this black woman, y'all, she and this is like a big problem that's with us, a very, very big problem, what I'm about to say. Just like that just now, two things in the same boat. We take on their ways of being like, right? Off of the damage that's been done to us, right? The first thing that she started to do, shout out to the 11 people that just came in here. The first thing that she tried to do as soon as she realized that she stated that basically she was trying to get off the phone just because I wasn't trying to kill myself, right? She tried to double back on that and make it seem like she didn't say that. Whenever they all get caught in their lies, they try to make it seem like it's not that. Then she did the same primitive stuff that our modern day slave catchers do, right? Or say, I'm gonna just say this. Out of nowhere, right? Anyone that calls 988, they know. You don't have to tell them your name. It's anonymous, right? But just because she was getting called out and feeling uncomfortable off of realizing who she was talking to and that how smart I am, right? She literally she literally started trying to ask me my name as if she was like law enforcement, as if she was like an officer, trying to like instill fear in me, y'all. Like, once she started doing all that shit, I'm just like, oh yeah, you really a sellout. But I gotta remember that for her to even take that occupation, she's a sellout for what that occupation is really hiding, you feel me? So like, once she started getting on that time, I cut the conversation short. Not out of fear either, but how much I love on us and care about us, I can't be on the phone with a black woman that's so far gone from her natural state and taking on that energy of the complex cell organism in that manner. Of me just trying to love on her and remind her of her strength as the shit is closing out. I couldn't do it. I was like, when she said like that, I was like, oh, you know, enjoy the rest of your day, peace, power, abundance. You got it. You know what I mean? Because you got more that you're gonna have to be held accountable for, whether you realize it or not. You feel me? Going forward. So you got it. You know? Be honest with y'all, I probably, just because I just posted that one the other day, I probably won't post her right now. Shout out to the 23 people that just came in here. I probably won't post that one now because I just posted one yesterday. But I will post it eventually though. Definitely. I will post it, definitely. Like, I don't know if she thought asking me my name was gonna instill fear in me or something. I'm just like, so you're gonna ask me in this way as if like you the complex cell organism and I'm doing something wrong off of being in distress and wanting to vent about how I feel or get some basic ideas on how to cope, which I'm not wrong for. But just because you're a black woman and you know what's happening and you already feel this in your soul, you couldn't take it and you try to make it into a situation that is not. You know? It's very sad, y'all. All I see is abuse. I see the goodness too, but you know, I see a lot of abuse with us. And I just be trying to love on us. You know, I just be trying to love on us, but it hurts me that we're so far gone, y'all. We are so far gone. You can't even be mad at what the sun is doing right now to separate us off of like stuff like this that's occurring as like a regular thing off of the damage that's been done to us, y'all. Anybody that's aware of all this that's happening, they're saying like this has to be done. Oh, you said, Alyssa, today's your birthday? Hey, Sigma, what's good, bro? Alyssa, today's my birthday. What's good, Alyssa? Happy Solar Day, you feel me? Caroline, what it is, you know what I'm saying? Shout out y'all. You know, I don't be, you know what I mean? I'm acknowledging y'all, but I just really wanted to just say this piece about how I feel about this information. You feel me? Because half of me feels like I need to post it, but then the other half of me feels like let me let that other one sit that I posted. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day, Reflection. You know, I'm very in tune with who I am, and just very glad that all this is shutting down. Cause see, just like how I talk about the black woman being in her natural state, so there couldn't be no gay men to act like her or anything. If she's wearing her natural hair, not wearing fake nails, everything about her is in a natural way. A man can't pretend that of a black woman in her natural state. Only of a black woman wearing stuff and moving and acting like completely not in her natural state. So, y'all, that shit was just crazy. I'm not even going front. That shit hurt my heart so much. I said, dang. But this is the type of pain that we're in, but we're not trying to face. Like, in her mind, she's like, I'm gonna just try to scare him and acting in this way and ask him his name and da-da-da. I'm like, you don't even know, like, the trauma I've been through or what I've already faced and conquered, situations I've been in, that's not scaring nobody. I'm sparing you off the fact of I gave you the option of realizing something that you already know. Now, if you choose to take it somewhere else or try to make it seem like something it's not, that's on you. You know, I have no hate in my heart towards you. But just to see my black woman in that state, though, it is something else, though, y'all. It is something else. I'm not even going front with y'all. But this is why I say you gotta just know who you are. Once you know who you are, you're not offended by stuff. You move differently. You know what I'm saying? You move very, very differently. And you're very selfless, you know? So that way you have nothing but compassion and empathy for people. Because before even being reactive or anything like that, you understand that everybody got a story. People been through things. And sad to say, but people aren't handling situations that well as far as what they've been in and shit like that. But it's gonna be good though. You feel me? Gerard, what it is, what it is, what it is. Well, y'all, should I post it? Should I post the video, y'all? Should I post it? Should I post it? I'm thinking if I should post it. I let her know though. The other lady, I didn't let her know, but I let her know, and that's probably why she started trying to ask me my name, to like try to threaten me or scare me, because I let her know that I was recording the call. See, they don't like when you know like how you call 988 and how every call is automatically recorded. They don't like when you hit them with the same energy. They don't like that. I let her know, I'm like, this is being recorded. Everybody can know you real quick. You feel me? She like, oh shit, I should have answered those questions a little bit better. She like, oh shit, I just, cause she was doing that, with her not wanting to stay on the phone, y'all, she was doing that from a black standpoint. Like, me as a black woman, I am not gonna stay on this phone with this black man, me as a black woman, and have him call me out on this stuff that's problems with our entire species that I know that I'm not addressing, even within me having this occupation. I'm not taking that. And that's cool. I'm not gonna make her, but the sun handling that though. The sun ain't hearing none of that shit. That's why the sun's separating us right now, anatomically. The sun ain't hearing none of that. The sun is saying, are you natural, you unnatural? You supposed to be here, or are you not supposed to be here? Flat out. And that radiation dealing with you off of what makes you up as an organism. Ain't nothing else in between, y'all. So it's like, so how this is happening, I'm like, man, look, this need to happen. This is the most beautiful thing ever to happen on the planet. As it catch up to everybody else, it catch up how it catch up. But this is the most beautiful thing to happen on the planet though, y'all. I'm telling y'all no lies. This is the most beautiful thing to happen on the planet. It's literally, they playing one of them songs again. They playing one of them jumps. But shout out everybody in here though. I was really going, before I got off the phone, y'all, I was really going to put that pressure on her. I was really going, because I already know I was hitting her soul. I already know. I was really going to be like, so like, all jokes aside, not even trying to be funny, y'all. I was really going to be like, so you talking to me in a short period of time, knowing I'm aware of certain stuff in the state of us, in the docile state we're in, you're going to try to get off the phone while I'm trying to find better ideas how to deal with the attacks on all children and our children. I was about to hit her with that. You feel me? Like, flat out. But I was like, nah, because she already irritated. You can hear on a shit. She passive aggressive. You know what I'm saying? She started getting passive. I'm like, but she only getting passive because she knows she come before me. You feel me? And she's hearing it from her creation. You feel me? Telling her what's what. That's why it felt like that. That's why she was like that. She wasn't even just hearing it from another black woman. She was hearing it from a black man. And she come before me. You get what I'm saying? So she looking at it like, damn, if he know this, what the fuck am I doing? Because I should know this. I birthed him. He don't birth me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. I don't even need to say it. You feel me? But it's all good though, y'all. Like I said, this radiation is here. Ever since this radiation came here, it ain't going nowhere, Everything's just going to intensify. The weather anomalies, the atrocities, all that's going to intensify. Everything is happening exactly the way it should. So the natural way of life and how we should be living, will be forced. It will be forced. But I'm trying to just get my little troopy troops and make my little distance, so I'm not around everybody that starts spazzing out, more so as they seeing everything that I'm saying. And they got to see my face in their mind like, damn, I did hear that one black guy talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I did hear that. Why didn't I pay attention to that how I should have? Or, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna start seeing all of this. Like, damn, he was talking about this. Like I'm doing this for the collective. I'm not doing this to be known on the internet by y'all or anything like that. I'm literally doing this from the goodness of my heart. Be honest with y'all, any of y'all that's follow me now, my new subscribers, people that's in here and stuff like that, y'all, I'm doing this because I care about children. You know what I do normally? I do music. But y'all notice I'm not gonna lie, I haven't dropped music because of my financial state. I don't have nowhere to record and shit, or else I would be dropping right now, regardless. You know, I'm not gonna front. I will be dropping, but I do music though. Like that's if I'm gonna be known for anything, that's what I normally would want to be known for. But this is more important than that, believe it or not, because of who we are. You know, that music and stuff. It's like, yeah, you know, that's that or whatever. But that music isn't more important in the state that we're living in, and really what's being done with us. Ain't nothing more important than that, y'all. You know, that's why it's like that's like on a standstill, and I'm just like, you know, my talent ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be talented, and I got more talented, and y'all gonna hear it in the new music I drop. But as far as this stuff with children, oh yeah, this 25/8. I get to that music when I get to that music, but this 25/8. You know what I'm saying? This 25/8. This 25/8. It's not an on and off type of thing when it comes to our genetics and who we are and how everything is coming back to us. This 25/8, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to remember, we prisoners of war. So a lot of the ways that's against our own means, they had to enforce it because they already knew we was going to see like it was bogusness in it and be like, why am I doing this? Or this isn't even effective towards me. This isn't effective towards y'all. Nobody should be doing this. Why is anybody doing this? They knew it was going to hit a standpoint like that. So when you think about stuff from that standpoint, you know, what would be the next thing right after that? Rebelliousness, right? You can't be rebellious about something that you're not aware about. That's why information is, you know, awareness is everything. It could be something that's being done that's harmful for you, but if you don't even know that it is, how can you combat it in any shape, way, or form if you're not even aware that it's going on? Or whatever it is, scratch, you're not even aware that it's going on. You seeing it, let's say hypothetically speaking, you seeing it from a standpoint that it's used for or it's supposed to be helping you. You get what I'm saying? That makes it even more wicked. You feel me? So you really got to look at stuff from that standpoint, y'all. Like, it's a lot of stuff that's in that category like that. Y'all got to hold up real quick because I got to take a piss. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he want daddy, man. Man, people don't know how lucky they are to be with their child, man. I'm going to be right back with mine. 5 years of alienation, finally about to be over, man. I ain't give up on him, you know? I ain't give up on him. I'm one of the strongest people I know, y'all. For real. I never give up on my child. Hold up for my child. Dang, somebody clear this jump. Damn, bro. Somebody didn't just blow this shit up. Bro, somebody shit on the seat and all of that shit. What the fuck? I had to piss for it. God damn. I would show y'all this, but I can't even show y'all this. That shit is so trifling. That nigga is gonna back jump and left shit stains on that jump. And I don't even want to try to flush that jump because that shit look like it's, yo, that shit look like that shit is fucking stomped up. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. What's good with you, guy? Crazy, y'all. what it is, man. Yeah, this shit about to get real spirity, y'all. This shit about to get real spirity going forward for real. Like for real, y'all. Right. Y'all know I love y'all though, man. I'm just a black man that care about children, you know what I'm saying? I never knew it would come with all of this shit though. All these attacks. Like when I first started this shit, that's what I said to myself. I said, damn, people gonna be appreciative of somebody that care for children because it's the right thing. And I was like looking forward to seeing other people that care about children and stuff, you know, and off of like wanting to protect them and knowing like really what's happening with them and stuff like that. But you realize how much toxicity is protected amongst not even just people not knowing what's going on, but no matter how clear you could tell them off of certain people having undeveloped brains that they can't even gravitate and fathom towards what they're living in or what's going on. Like, no matter how well you tell them, you know, or show them. So it's like, yeah, like that's you got to have like a super strength to deal with that and not personalize that. Oh, see, it's crazy how literally right while I'm telling y'all, you get what I'm saying? Somebody just posted something crazy, but it's like I got my stuff set up now where it's like it's hidden. I don't even want to view it because I already know it's something, you know, that's trying to provoke or something off of everything that I just said, you know. So it's all good, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna look at that or anything like that, but I know y'all get what I'm saying though. You know, it's like a war. It's like a spiritual war, you know? It's mental and spiritual first and physical last about all the truth that's coming out. Because the moment you know what's up, it's so crazy. Of course, you're going to get it more like if you talk about stuff, right? Even if you don't have a podcast, just in your general area or amongst someone in public, da-da-da, right? But it's so crazy, y'all. It's so crazy that you don't even got to talk about it. You don't even got to talk about it, y'all. Because it's an energy thing first. Whether you're aware of it or not, like, especially neuromelanated, as you start raising your frequency and being aware of these things and stuff like that, your biofield is automatically changing. You know, so your energy is going to change. You're not going to show up as how you always have from an energy standpoint, or anyone that can read energy. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be different. That's why I'd be like certain places where I be, and like I never spoke about what I know. Like it be people that be seeing me for the first time, don't know me from a can of paint, don't know how smart I am, don't know stuff I know, anything, and they'll be like looking at me and they'll be like trying to figure me out, and then like some people will come to me and say like something that, like, the main thing that people always tell me all the time. I didn't know, I guess it had a look or something, but a lot of people tell me, they're like, man, you look like you're like very, very smart and stuff like that. Like you look like people be thinking like I'm a teacher. It'd be funny as shit. People think I'm a teacher, and I'm like, nah. It's funny you say that because I study anatomy, and they'd be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, that's what it was. They always say that. They'd be like, that's what it was, and I'm like, and I tell them, I'm like, you probably was able to tell because you can read energy, or just off of my energy, off of me knowing certain stuff. I vibrate differently. You know what I'm saying? Certain stuff attracted me differently off of the information that I know. Even if I don't speak about it. That's what you felt or whatever. And they be like, yeah, you know, that is what it is. And I just be like, yeah. So that's what I said. You don't even gotta talk about it for real. You know? Man, where my Brit at though, man? I'll be wanting to shout out everybody here. Sometimes like I'll be wanting to say, forget. Well, not forget all this stuff, but let me take a lower break at least, right? Let me take a lower break, and then once I take this lower break, you know what I'm saying? Let me find my Brit. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking like that a lot. Like I'm like, damn, let me just spend some time with my Lord Brit and take a lower break. You know? Can I do that? Take a lower break and just, have have I stood for children enough where I could take a lower break? And I'm like, nah, I can't take no break because they being abused at an all-time high, directly and indirectly in ways that's so direct. So nah, I can't do that. Like same way they can't take a break, I can't take a break. You feel me? And that's crazy to think of it like that, but that's real spill though. Mother Nature is touching us specifically that are more aware and have the capability of dealing with the information and all of that. She's touching all of us in certain ways. It's certain, like it's a lot of people in general. I see that fast reaction. That shit ain't even touch. Well, y'all didn't see that, but yeah, it's a lot. It's like the information is coming out, but it's a lot of us that's being reached on a whole different type of time. Hold up. And I'm gonna tell y'all the main reason why most people. Someone asked me the other day. They said, "Why do you think that some people are still connecting to the system how they are?" And do you think it's the infringement and stuff like that? And I'm like, yeah, but no. Like it is, but it isn't. Oh, my mom just called. What up, Eli? I was just about to tell y'all what it is, but something just jotted my memory. It's gonna come back to me in a little bit. I was about to explain to y'all what it is. Oh, that's what it is. It's coming to me already. Yeah. So what it is, it's not the infringement. I mean, it is that, but it's not just the infringement of why, or even it enforced. It's the ego. You know how you hear about people say ego deaths and stuff? A lot of people's egos are still in like money, materialistic things, doing stuff of money. You know what I'm saying? Of having certain amounts of money that other people aren't able to do with money, or often not having no money at all. Like that's what it's connected to. That's why, like, as this strips down more and more, a lot of people are going to have what you know is like ego death. You feel me? Or they're going to have to go through that ego death for them to be able to face a lot of the stuff that I talk about. See, I already went through all of that. That's why it's like me being homeless, me suffering financially or anything. I went through all of those ego deaths. Everybody already laughed at me. You know what I'm saying? I already been what someone could see me as, like I can't be embarrassed no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through that. But most of the people around me, they never really been embarrassed or multiple times head on. Like they haven't had ego deaths like that, where they've been through so much of like what everybody would look down on or anything, that they're just ultimately strong off of something that was so bad. They haven't been through that type of stuff. So they can't see it from like my angle of clearness off of like knowing really what's going on. That's one of the main reasons why it's definitely around that ego like that, y'all. How I just broke that down, you know. So as people have those ego deaths around it stripping away, they're gonna be more lenient without like emotions and attached feelings of accepting something that they can't change. That's inevitable. Y'all with me? But yeah, shout out Eli. I'm gonna sub to your channel. I appreciate that, Eli. With speech. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. If all of that, if all of this wasn't set up like that, it would be different. But I'm telling you, it's all around that ego. I remember, shoot, it's crazy because I can actually remember, but I remember but see, I would even be more powerful me getting everything how I want it now because, like, I remember when I did have an ego where it was like, even if something that wasn't embarrassing to me, right? If it was something that everybody looked at as embarrassing, in a way that had control over me, you know? And it might not even have been something that's embarrassing, but it might have been something that just society says is embarrassing, right? A lot of those things, I faced all of that stuff. So it's like I don't have an ego towards like that controlling me towards whatever I do, or you know what I'm saying? I don't care about that no more, you know? And it almost like underlines like, and this is gonna sound real monetary system wise what I'm about to say, but it almost like underlines when like my dad would say, if that person ain't paying your bills or they ain't, you know what I'm saying? Fuck how they feel, you know? That's just, everybody has an opinion, you know? And you can't, it would be crazy for you to try to judge everybody's opinion, even if it's something that they're wrong about. You know, everybody's supposed to have free will and stuff like that. That's all on them. So you shouldn't get mad at that in any shape, way, or form. You know, the truth is always the truth, and the truth will always come out, right? So it's like, that's another thing about even certain stuff that was being said on here by the other dude or whatever. Like, I'm just like, certain stuff, like, I'm not going back and forth as if like I'm still on the borderline of this might be this or not. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not anything around genetics, anatomy. Maybe if it's like more intricate parts in it, or something that I was reading on, but I don't know everything about or something like that. Yeah, I'll be different with it. But even still, when me having that conversation with someone, it's going to be like keywords or like terminology that I'm going to probably ask, so I can just like look that up and get more of a basis on that. You know what I'm saying? But like the basics of it and stuff that like I already know, that I'm not going to go back and forth with someone about, whether they know it or not. The moment I see like you're trying to combat me on it, I'm not going to be rude to you because it's a time when I didn't know certain stuff, right? But I'm not going to go back and forth with you on it either. I'm not arguing genetics with nobody about who we are, us being a son in the flesh, you know? I'm way past that. So it's like, yeah. But I care for everybody though, you know? If I didn't care for children how I did, I wouldn't be on what I've been on and everything that I've been right about all of these 5 years, you know? It's definitely happened for a reason. I didn't ask for my anatomy to change faster than the average neuromelanated being. Like, I didn't ask for that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't asked for that. But it's like, I'm grateful that I have been chosen to notice how I know it though. Because I know, the way I can read energy, y'all, I know that literally, a lot of people around me wouldn't be able to take the stance that I have, you know? Like, when I just be looking around and stuff like that, a lot of people wouldn't. And I'm not even mad at them for, I'm glad the right people are chosen towards like this path and this information and everything that comes with it as it's closing out, you know? I'm grateful. It's an honor, you know? But I'm about to get back with y'all though, because I am about to go outside for a little bit. I'm about to. I will say this about my Dukes. Now that I be talking to y'all and stuff, one thing I used to get so mad that my mom used to do, right? I used to feel like she was doing it on purpose, like she was trying to stop like my rise. Like, she would always call me whenever my live be lit and stuff, and mess up the vibration. Then I gotta, you know what I'm saying? It used to blow me. I used to feel like she was doing it on purpose. So I used to always ask her like, "Ma, if you're about to call me, please send me a text and ask if I'm on live, or please see." You get what I'm saying? Please, you know? That's what I would ask her. And she she literally, it's like she changed overnight with it. Now I remember the last time she's called me and like literally in my live. Like I said that's difference in behavior, but that's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. Like I don't have to tell her multiple times. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. It's a Rear Points of RoBs Inferno while it burns slow. Shout out to like all my guys and goddesses and all high vibrational human beings also. You know, everybody have a good day. Be all that you can be. Do something nice for somebody. Help out an elderly person. Stand for children. You know, try to better your eating habits. All stuff that's of high vibration or to raise your vibration. Be on. You know, anything health wise, exercise. That's all in there, obviously. But definitely, I'll say this: as much as all that stuff, make sure you're rewiring your brain, because there ain't nothing stronger than the brain, you know. And this is something that I tell myself, you know, because a lot of people like they work out and stuff all the time, you know. There's a lot of, you can go in any gym right now. There's a lot of big people. There's a lot of people that's fit and stuff, but not a lot of people rewire their brain, you know. Not a lot of people know how their pancreas work, you know. A lot of people don't know how their central nervous system works. So it's like, that's the biggest thing, because ain't nothing more attacked. Even your body's not even attacked the way that brain is attacked. You know what I'm saying? And that brain, you know, as soon as that brain is damaged in a certain manner or something, before you know it, you're associated with stuff that, you know, off of awareness purposes, you probably wouldn't be. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. You know, peace, power, abundance to everybody. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day for real. I'm going to tap in with y'all.